Welcome to Archtrave Gaming. I'm the Archmaster. All right, we are going to talk a little bit about D&D philosophy. What actually makes adventure? What is adventure? No, I'm not talking about the polite platitudes of, oh, it's the three pillars of adventure: combat, exploration, social interaction, blah, blah, blah. It's not that. We're not talking about that. We're talking about something a lot deeper, something that you may have never thought about before, something that is pertinent and relevant to today. So anyway, let's go. Adventure itself. What is adventure? Adventure isn't just made up of exploration, combat, and social interaction. And yes, that is the correct order for them. It's not just made up of the actual physical stuff we do at the table. I'm talking philosophically. What actually is adventure? Why do players come to the table? Why do we come to video games? Why do we watch movies? What is adventure? What are we all after? What is this fantasy we're after? We are after something similar to the hero's journey. The hero's journey is also adventure. And something like D&D is adventure, but adventure itself is this thing that we're all trying to reach, right? Here's adventure. Going into the unknown, there has to be mystery. Let's start from the beginning. You have to have the freedom to make a choice, okay? And you use your freedom of choice to enter the unknown. You battle powers to take their powers, right? So you can be battling monsters to take their treasure, or delving into a dungeon and avoiding traps to get the ancient sword, right? But you are opposing some kind of power in order to get the power behind that, the power that it's guarding, right? So you use your free will choice to go fight some power, to collect some power, and then we get recognized for our achievements. That's the status, or the social interaction part. But all of this right here has to be dangerous, or it's not adventure. Adventure is not, oh, I went into this fully lit, safe, cave, and there were no monsters there, and I walked in and I just grabbed the powerful thing and left. There has to be danger. There has to be something opposing you. Adventure is only adventurous if it is dangerous. And so any game design you see that makes the game safer is automatically making it less adventurous. Now, that might be a good thing. There's such thing as too much adventure, but that's something to be aware of. When you are designing a game or just being a GM, how much adventure do we want here? How much adventure are we having? Should I remove things like a long rest gives you back all your HP and all your stats and abilities and everything? Yes, you should, because that is absolutely antithetical to adventure. It's too safe, right? So you have your free will choice, your freedom to go out and explore. You have your power, you're seeking power, and there's some other kind of power that's opposing you. So you have combat and get the treasure afterward. And then you're recognized for it. You have your status or your social interaction, right? And all of this has to be dangerous, right? But then here's this fourth one. Fourth pillar, okay? Fourth pillar is mystery. It has to be unknown. That's a big thing that a lot of people miss nowadays. First of all, a lot of people miss all three of these. They don't give the players actual freedom. They use the stinking quantum ogre all the time. I say, no, stop, wrong, don't do that. Okay, they miss the freedom, they miss actually giving players real choices, and it's only the illusion of choice. And some people think, oh, we have to give them the illusion of choice because there's no such thing as real choice. Yes, there is. Do your prep work, GM, and you can have real choice. Anyway, we'll get to that in later videos. So some people just miss the basic freedom, but we're supposed to have actual real choices. Okay, we'll do it this way. Some people fudge the dice rolls and don't allow real challenge and real power and real TPKs. They just rescue the players all the time. So there's no real challenge, which means there's no real reward. The combats are all a farce. The exploration is fake. The combat is fake. And the status, the recognition and whatnot, is the only one that's kind of real because that's the one at the table and you talk to each other. But that one's supposed to come after the others. It's supposed to be a reward for the others. It feels fake and unfulfilling because so often you just get that status, you get that social interaction when you haven't really earned it, because you haven't really made a choice with a real consequence where you stood on your own 2 feet and you haven't really fought something to the death. It's all, the GM just always saves you, right? So people mess these three up all the time. But one that people get wrong almost all the time is the mystery aspect. They don't incorporate mystery. Adventure itself is inherently mysterious. It's inherently unknown. If you know what's going to happen, it's not mysterious. If you know what's going to happen, it's not adventurous. That's the whole point of spoilers. The whole idea of an adventure is you go out into the unknown, right? It's represented by the darkness of the dungeon. The reason the dungeon is dark, archetypally, psychologically, is because it represents mystery. It represents the unknown. If the dungeon isn't dark, there's no mystery. It doesn't seem adventurous. Yeah, you have the three other pillars of adventure, but that fourth pillar of adventure mystery, the unknown, is absolutely essential. And that's when people just don't recognize, because Wizards of the Coast only recognizes the first 3 pillars of adventure. They don't even recognize the 4th. So anyway, yeah, you absolutely need mystery. You need it to be unknown. If the players know what's going to happen, if you this is one reason why I've never liked the collaborative storytelling type games out there. And no, D&D 5e is not a collaborative storytelling game. I don't know who told you that, but it's not. It's an adventure game. Anyway, the collaborative storytelling games like Blades in the Dark, Powered by the Apocalypse type games, Fate and whatnot, those are collaborative storytelling games. You're just here to tell a story. And at any time, a player can be like, oh, hey, I think this should happen. And the GM, who's not even really a game master, they're just like, they're all co-game masters, right? If they're just here to tell a story, it's like, okay, cool, yeah, I guess that thing happens now. Like, oh, flashback, I made this happen. And that can be a lot of fun if that's what you want. There are lots of people in the world who like collaborative storytelling games. I'm not saying they're bad at all. I'm saying they're not adventure games. Don't just know what it is. It is this thing and it is not this thing, and just get it right, please, because there's so many people out there who are new to the hobby and they're confused because everything's being called an RPG. Oh, I could go off on that rant. There are no RPGs, by the way. Not that I've ever seen. I've never seen. I don't think they exist. I don't think they've been invented yet. No one has actually made a role-playing game. Anyway, that might be the next video. So, yeah, there are storytelling games, collaborative storytelling games, and you don't have mystery in those. And that's one reason I've never liked collaborative storytelling games, because I really like the mystery. I don't want to know what's going to happen. I don't want to be in control of what's going to happen. That ruins all the mystery. I want to be like it is in the real world. Like something like D&D is there to copy the real world to a certain extent. It's supposed to copy those aspects of the real world that we have in myth and legend and that we wish we could live, like, King Arthur and whatnot. We want to actually have those mythical experiences that speak to us archetypally, psychologically. So the whole point is that you need mystery to actually do that. Collaborative storytelling games don't give you mystery. There can be plenty of people who enjoy them. I don't, because I actually like mystery in my game. So if you want to have a really good game where players come back, if you have adventurous players who like adventure, then you have to give them an adventure game. You have to give them real, true freedom of choice, real, true player agency, actual combat, actual stakes and possibility of death and loss and all that. Don't fudge your dice and don't pull your punches. And then real, true recognition after the fact. Okay? After the fact, not during, not before. And then all of that has to be unknown, where they don't know what's going to happen. They don't know what the right choice is. They don't know where the GM wants them to go, because the GM doesn't want them to go anywhere. He gives them a sandbox. He's not telling you a story. He's making an adventure scenario. So anyway, all of that being mysterious and unknown, where the players don't know and they have to fumble around in the dark and find out. It's the whole idea of adventuring into a dungeon with a torch that only lights 15 feet in front of you. That's the whole point. That's what gaming should be. I'm at the table and I feel like I'm in a dungeon because I don't know the GM's world and I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going to happen. And, oh boy, this is thrilling because I don't know, and this is awesome. And I know that all my own choices matter because it's all on me. No one's holding my hand. That makes me feel great because, it's all on me. Yeah. That's good. That's good gameplay. Do that. Make that. Anyway, next one is probably going to be about RPGs and what exactly is an RPG, or what would an RPG be if there were any. Anyway, thanks for watching. Feed the algorithm. God bless.